Hey, what's up everybody? We got a little bit of a storm hitting right now. The snow's starting to come down just a tad bit, and I've got this live stream going for the chickens, but I need to take Meadow down to our lower meadow here. Meadow to the lower meadow, and we gotta get some firewood, so we're gonna bring you along with that. I got the little GoPro hat clip here, and I gotta get the battery for that. And then we'll go down and get some firewood and bring it back up, and we got to get that all dialed in for today. So the temperatures last night got down to about 20 degrees, and then same with tonight and tomorrow night and Saturday night. Then by Sunday it's going to start getting above freezing. Then by Thursday we have 80-degree temps out here. So I think this is like our last little storm that we have going on, and then we're going to be rolling into springtime, which I'm excited for. So it's kind of hard to get stuff done around here when it's like 30 degrees and winds at 30 miles an hour, because it's just too, the wind chill just gets you too much. But we're good to go now, and what we're going to do is we're going to run down over here, and this whole area is where I've downed a bunch of trees in the past, and they go down like this. Got some really great old growth juniper back over there, and that stuff burns like lead. I mean, it's as heavy as lead. I mean, it's really dense. And so that's what I like to use in the stove, because I can literally get the stove going to where it'll kind of smolder all night if I put the air dampener real low. All right, back to what I was saying though. We got really good firewood down there. It's this old growth juniper, and when it dies, it just, the trees still stay upright and they don't fall over, and then they naturally season because they dry out really good, and that stuff burns so well on my stove. And I can just put it on like a low airflow all night long, and it just smolders all night. It keeps the camper plenty warm. So we got a little wood tote with the chainsaw in here. We're gonna head on down. Are you ready to go? Come on, let's go, sweetie. I know, sweetie, I know. All right, let's head on down. Let's see, which trees we're going to harvest today. We've been working on this one over here. This tree, you can see where it's kind of cut off here. This stuff is really dense, and you can see it here. It's still in real good shape as far as it's not rotten or anything. So I think we could get a lot of stuff off this tree. You're doing good, Meadow. Thanks for staying close. Got there, sweetie. Okay, you go. Yeah, are you gonna help me carry this up there? What you gonna do? Give me that. Okay, you gonna take that one? All right, there you go. I know, sweetie. There you go. You're doing good. I know. Look at you. You got yourself. You're doing great, Meadow. You're real good, sweetie. Oh. This is that wood tote from Ellis Canvas Tents, and I like it because they got the shoulder strap, so you can put this over your head like this and then pick it up, and it makes it real easy to carry heavy loads of wood. So that's a nice feature. Lots of them just have the handle straps, but having the shoulder strap on it is ideal. No, Meadow. Not when I got sticks like this, you'll get hurt. I know, you want to play. You want to play. Okay, she's going to come right now. There you go, look at you. Whew. Let's get back. Let's get back. You don't want to be near the chainsaw when we're chainsawing. Right? you back. Let's go over here. All right, so in the videos, you'll notice that there's a big ridge behind my place. And there's a big knob, like a kind of like a rock outcropping, and that's where we're at right now. This is where I come up to basically look at storms coming in, get more of a bird's eye view of what's shaking. There's also Native American artifacts up here, which I'll show you. And then this is looking down on my place. My place is right down there. You can barely see it. And then we've got all this storm coming in, so that's the storm front that's coming this way. We'll come over here, I'll show you some of the artifacts that are up here. There's not a whole lot, but there's definitely enough to where you can tell that there's Native American activity. And one of the things that I find really interesting is this area right here, I think was used to be some sort of wall or some sort of formation. Because if we come over here and look at this, these rocks are aligned right here. Those have been stacked. Like you can see how it's really crude, but you can see how like it's just been they've been aligned, and that wasn't done naturally. So those have been stacked up like a wall. And then same with these right here. So what I think it was is that there was a wall that came around this way and then back over here, and it's just all crumbled over time. But you've got these really old juniper pieces of like juniper log, and then right down here too, there's another one that's down in that thing, and there's a rock over it. So what I think that this was is there was a lattice work up here, and since we have the golden eagles that nest all along this ridge here, the Prescott culture actually had areas where they would harvest golden eagle feathers because they were considered sacred, and they'd use them in religious practices. So what they would do is they would set up like a crude structure that would be, you know, a couple of stones tall, and they'd have a pit like this, because this goes down a couple feet. And like I said, I think all this is fallen in, but there was a lattice work over it using old juniper branches like this. Those juniper branches, they can stay out here for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so I think that there was a lattice work over here, and then what they would do is they'd put meat on top of it. The eagles would come and fly down. They grab the bottom, like one of their legs or whatever, and then they'd pluck a feather, which I would never want that job. I think that'd be horrible. But let's come over here. I'll show you some of the artifacts are on the ground. There's not a whole lot of them. I think the majority of them have probably either been scavenged or there just wasn't a whole lot of them over here. But there are some pieces of obsidian. Then also too, coming around here, you'll see different rocks like this, and you can tell that was worked. So let's come over here, Meadow. Good girl. So I'll walk over here. I'll show you where I've found some of the obsidian pieces that are in this area. And this would have been perfect for them, because this whole rock outcropping up here, you know, you can operate on that during the monsoon season because, you know, obviously it's not wet, and you'd be able to... Come on, Meadow, over here, girl. Let's go this way. Meadow. Meadow, come on. I see you, girl. Come on, over here. Over this way, girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl, Pumpkin. You're doing great with voice commands these days. Thank you very much. All right, come over here. But see, this whole rock outcropping here, this goes out all the way there. It's all 100% rock. And you can see other areas where stones have been stacked. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but if you're in person, it's easier to identify. And what they would do is they would use areas like this, because when it gets wet around here, you know, since it's volcanic soil, it's really hard to operate in. But it's not hard to operate on those rocks, because you could essentially put a place up there to live and have no problem walking around. All right, so we've got different rocks to the area, stuff like this. You can tell that edge there has been worked. And then around here, this is where the majority of stuff is. You've got different cutting tools like this right here. This one's real sharp on the edges. And then there's pieces of obsidian up here, which obviously are not from this area. You know, it's dead to bring that in. You've also got different tools like this, like that's really sharp on that edge right there. You've got this one right here that's sharp all the way around, and then you've got this one right here, which you can see the evidence of flint knapping there on the edge. And then these pieces of obsidian that are here on the ground. So we've got these, there's quite a few of them that are around. And there's more that's like buried underneath here. I found them in the dirt. And so it's kind of neat to have this up here because, oh, here's another rock that's been worked. You can see that edge is real sharp right there. And so they would use this for processing food and, you know, animal skins and all that stuff. So it's neat to have this up here, and plus too, the lookout from up here, I mean, you can see forever. And it's just an amazing view. So I love coming up here to both check out the weather and then also check out and see what other artifacts I can find. I'm sure there's more. Like I actually haven't ever seen this one before, even though it's sitting here in the dirt. But there's evidence of flint knapping on that as well. And then I'm sure there's tons more underneath all these bushes. So, but it looks like the snow is starting to kind of set in over here. So we're going to jam back down on the quad and go back to our place. We've got that live stream going on right now. It's just basically a live stream where I've got all the chickens. Oh, there's some more stuff right here. Check this out. I've not seen this one before. That's a cool one. You can see the flint knapping on that. And then same with this one right here. So that's real thin. Like that right there. That's real sharp on that edge. That's cool. All right, but we're gonna go back. Like I said, we're doing that live stream right now, and it's just basically just showing the chickens doing their thing. Then I want to go back and chat with y'all. So, all right, come on, Meadow, let's go. I decided to hike up to the end of this. This is where the golden eagle comes and perches all the time, so you can see all the poop. And what's up there, pumpkin? Hang on, I'll come over there in a second. And so this is, and then there's my place right there. So this is the ridge behind it, but really cool spot to come up here, and the views from up here are just absolutely spectacular. Really love this location. All right, sweetie, I'm coming over to you. Hang on, I'm coming down. Let's make sure we don't fall down this cliff face. All right, let's go. Temperatures are really dropping, so I think this storm is going to settle in. And looks like over there's a big mountain right there, but you can't see it because it's getting covered with snow, and that's headed our way. So I think the best idea now is just to go inside and hunker down and enjoy the rest of the day. Sit by the stove, make some good food. I've got some really great sourdough loaves that I could throw on the grill. They're the types that you get them from the store, and they're all organic, and they're in these sealed packages to where there's some more stuff on the ground right here. These little stones. But anyway, they're the types to where you wrap them in tinfoil, and you can put them on the grill on medium to high heat for like, I think it's like 15 or 20 minutes. And then you got yourself some nice fresh bread. There's another artifact right here. This one's pretty sharp. And then there's another one. Let's see, I think actually it's over here. I've walked all over this place a million times looking for stuff. So this is a 16-degree pitch on this road that goes down, so I always put it in the low gear. Yeah, right there, the all-wheel drive, and it's got engine braking as well, so it's really easy to work with this going downhill. But you can see how this rock outcropping, I mean, it's pretty big, and so there's a lot of room for the native folks to operate on that, and that's what you find all around here. You don't find a whole lot of pit houses, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, you know, the cattle can kind of get into them and knock a bunch of stuff over, and number two, they get filled in over the eons with just the dust and stuff, because when the water comes, the ground is kind of shifts around quite a bit, and with the monsoon seasons out here, with how much water happens, they just get filled in, so it's really hard to find those. But there's the perch on those last few rocks on the rock outcropping. That's where the golden eagle comes to perch at. And I was coming down one time from getting water coming down this hill, and the golden eagle flew in and landed up there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the talons on that thing. It was like the Terminator. It was crazy, you know, like Edward Scissorhands, with how massive the talons were. They probably were like 5 or 6 inches, just these huge claws. And the golden eagles, I mean, they've got wingspans up to 6 feet or more. And the golden eagle that we have up here, and its nest just a little bit across the ridge over there, it's just huge, and I love seeing that thing fly around. think like here comes the last snow of the year. You definitely see it coming in over here. I've got the hot tub, starting to fill it up with some wood so we can get that going. You can see the snow hitting that mountain right there. So it should be here shortly, and then we'll get the hot tub going, hang out, cook some good food. We just got back from the grocery store in town. Hit up the coffee shop in Seligman, the Commodore House, and also the grocery store. We got a bunch of supplies, so we're good for like the next, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks. Don't have to make a town run, and then once that, and once we run out of supplies, we'll figure out what's going on. Maybe go up to Flagstaff and do like a fly fishing trip to Oak Creek Canyon. So we'll see. But basically, just keeping this one busy right here, and waiting for the storm to hit. And then this summer, they're saying that the monsoon season is going to be anywhere from 35 to 50% more active than it has been in years past. So that'll be awesome. If it's a good monsoon season out here, there's no way I'm going anywhere else. This place is incredible when it's all green and all the rain's coming down and nice and cool every day. You just can't beat it. I never understood why people talked about the monsoon season, but now I get it. It's amazing. The land transforms, and it's just one of the most beautiful places ever. All right, check this out. My neighbors Jeff and Nora just got in town, and they're from Las Vegas. Jeff's a chef, and Nora's also a really good cook as well. And they got me cabbage, some jalapenos here, some radishes, some limes to go along with this pozole, which is a Mexican-style soup, like soup dish. And it looks like this. Let me see here. I pulled up a picture of it online. Here's what it looks like when it's all said and done. So I'm going to make that up this evening for dinner. I'm really stoked about this. I've never had this before, and look forward to seeing how this tastes. All right, I've been sampling this pozole. It is absolutely the best pork soup I've ever had in my entire life. This stuff is insane. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a bowl here. And then we're going to top it. We're going to throw in some jalapenos while we're doing this, and then we've got some radishes, got some limes. I mean, this stuff here, I cannot thank Jeff enough. Jeff's the chef behind this, and he's an amazing chef from Las Vegas, who's also my neighbor. And we're going to go on an ATV ride later this week. I'm going to, well, actually probably next week, because this week the temperature is going to be pretty cold. But I'm going to show him some of the cool routes around here and some of the great rides that no one goes on. And I'm going to put a lot of stuff in here. That's this extra juice. And then I've also got some cabbage over here, which I forgot to go ahead and chop up. So we're going to do that and throw that in here. But I've also, I forgot to put some water in here. So we got to do some water as well. But anyway, putting this in here, it's going to be insane. Here's kind of basically what we're looking at for dinner. And then after that, we're going to get the hot tub. Just can't be thankful enough for this life.